Man, I have not done this in a minute. Okay. Alright, so if you are not new to this channel, then you know that I'm absolute fanboy for anything that Cable Guys puts out. Shaperbox 2 is just on every single beat that I make, no exception. There are multiple instances of Shaperbox 2 on every single beat that I make. That being said, Cable Guys just released their newest extension for that plugin, Noise Shaper. And today I want to show you guys just a little bit of the possibilities that you have with this new extension for Shaperbox 2. So, let's get right into it. And if you don't know about Shaperbox 2, here's a little bit of an introduction of what you can do. Take a melody like this, and turning it into something a little more like this. And that is only scratching the surface. There is so much more you can do with this plugin. But anyway, getting back into the point of the video today, which is going to be the Noise Shaper, it would be very easy to go over here onto the master track and put on Shaperbox 2 and put on the noise filter right here. If I have it on my master track, I want to be able to duck when certain instruments come in. So I can go over here and hit the duck button right there. And now whenever it reaches a certain threshold, which I can make my own over here, it will start dipping down once it goes above that threshold. And here's all of the noises that are currently available at the launch of this plugin. Here's your classic white noise, which you can play with the mix down over here. Then also when you can see that the LFO taking effect over there, once it gets to a certain threshold, it will start peaking down a little bit more, which you can use these over here, ×4 variant or ×8. I stick around the ×2, sometimes the ×4. It just makes it so it's a little bit more sensitive. But now let's go check out some of the other noises. Now for this one, I do like these the most, the fizzy kind, because it's the most like real sort of sounds you can get. My only problem with it is I want to be seeing a lot more in the background, which I can go over here, and I have a high pass filter and a low pass filter, so I can put it a little bit more to my needs. So I want to get rid of some of that high end over there. A lot more smooth now. And it would not be a noise plugin if it did not have some vinyl scratches in there, which we definitely have as well. So that's pretty much the most simple way to use this, but the biggest power tool for Shaperbox 2 is that the LFO can be shaped in many different ways. For one, you can have 3 different sounds in the same plugin. Like right over here, this will have our midtones will have the crispy crackles, and then the high end could have something different like some brown noise. Hear that difference? Low end could have a smooth chorus, which that sounds terrible. Make it sound like the sound is being distorted, so that actually works out really well for this sort of track too. But now shaping some of the LFOs a little bit, I want to be able to go over here and make my own little patterns, which if you guys want your music to sound a little bit more analog, take off this snap to grid right here, because that's what analog is. Analog is never going to be perfectly on beat. It can be, but usually it's not. Now I'm going to be turning up the mix over here and turning off the envelope. That way you guys can hear it dipping down if I wanted to do that sort of effect. And a different sound as well, as we can hear a little bit more. Like always, there's some presets down over here as well. And for those of you listening to this on your phone, you could probably not even hear this. With headphones, you definitely can, and speakers definitely too. But just some very light little movement texture in the background with this. Which once again, inside of FL Studio, everything can be automated. So if I wanted to have some this low pass filter be sweeping, I can definitely do that as well. Anyways, getting back on track, you can find a lot more grooves with the LFO like this. So normally whenever I put something on the master track, it'll just be over here on the duck mode, and then you can change the LFO over here as well. I like the attack to be very sudden. The hold doesn't really matter all that much. The release is the main thing, and see how all that turns out. That sounds very good to me. All right, so that is everything that I like to do with the Noise Shaper plugin inside of my master track, but there are so many different ways to use this plugin on individual tracks. All right, so over here I actually made my very own serum patch just for a little snare. Very simple. All right, real quick, want to go and record that into Edison, so I will do that very quickly. All right, so here's our snare right here. Putting that into the playlist mode, getting rid of that now, we don't need the serum patch. This is not my finest snare that I've made, but it's honestly just for a quick video, it's nothing crazy. Alright, now Shaperbox is already very known for its sound design and the ways you can manipulate it for even making one-shots like a snare. The Drive Shaper is incredible for making snares, the Volume Shaper as well, Crush Filter for some lo-fi stuff, the filter, everything in here can be used to make really awesome drum sounds. And the new Noise Shaper is no exception, and it's personally my own favorite way to use this plugin by making my drum sounds. We were on Duck, but I actually want to go over to Follow, put the attack all the way to as low as it can go, which is 0.01 milliseconds. So now all I have to do is go over here and start decreasing the hold a little bit and then changing the release. I just want to be adding some very small tonality to my drums, just adding some Foley, which I think that these options over here will fit perfectly. Like, that sounds really good so far. You know, for this like lo-fi, really chill hop sort of beat, I think anything in here would work out really nice. But for me, the Ice Krispies and the Ball Meets Jar work out really well. And then, of course, I think I might want to increase the release just a little bit more. And then I think that's actually all that I really want to do. And here, since we're not really doing anything as far as the beat goes with the LFO, I might go over here and try to change it to something different like pitch or hertz. So over here, you can actually make the noise mono as well if you want that sort of effect. Which for this sort of lo-fi track, I think I actually want it on like off mono, have it a little bit more like ear candy. And then over here has the noise only, which that's cool on its own. You can actually make your own noise and then layer on some other snares if you wanted to do that as well. I can actually go back into Edison over here and record that noise all on its own. So over here is going to select everything that I want. Don't have to be too crazy with it, because all I'm going to be doing is layering it here with my snare. All right, now I actually want to be half-timing that, so let's go and do this, see how that sounds. Sounds great. Well, that sounds really good too. Let me just make it like every other snare. That is so good. And I think that the last thing I really want to show you guys is going to be putting it on its own melody loop and seeing how we can change it up with that. Even though we did it a little bit more, but I want to elaborate that now. Giving that sort of worn down effect with putting it on the low end, but also don't want it to be too muddy, so I can go and do this. And then in the mids is where I'm going to want my actual tonality behind it. Let's actually try putting this over onto a different track, sidechain it to this track, and then, which all you have to do is go over here and hit File, set Mixer Track State As, and then put it on the one that you want. And there's my Shaperbox. Now I can go and delete this one. So the reason why I'm going to be sidechaining it over here as opposed to having it on the actual track itself is I can actually EQ and mix it a little bit better, and it won't affect the sample at all, you know? Let's do some truly crazy stuff to this, okay? We're gonna put on some other plugins as well, which Halftime is going to be there. But then let's also try putting on a really weird plugin called Backmask, which I actually used recently, and I got back into it because I love it so much. All right, I think that's gonna be it. So we went from this loop right here to this loop right here. All right, so that's going to be my first reactions to the release of this plugin, and personally the way that I've been using it for the past month. Now, yes, Cable Guys did send me this plugin for free to test out for you guys, and I am partnered with Cable Guys, but this is all my 100% honest review, like all the plugins that I look at. So, what do we think of the new plugin? I think it's really good. I think it's really, really good. You know, in a world right now where it feels like all the plugin companies are trying to make some sort of RC20, Cable Guys went a step beyond everyone, including RC20. You know, because they're not trying to recreate something. They're not trying to, you know, get the pitch wobulation. They're not trying to get the pitch modulation or the wobbles or anything like that. They are simply focusing on the noise And having so many different implications for this really makes it stand out. You can put it on a master track like I showed you guys, put it on a loop like I showed you guys, or my favorite thing to do, putting it on drums and making your own Foley out of it. Super, super underrated, and think you guys will like it if you check out this plugin. And if you guys do want to check it out, there's already a link in my description of all of my videos because, like I said, I am partnered with Cable Guys. Yes, it is an affiliate link, so if you want to go and support me as well, that would be super cool of you. Alright, so I wanted to do a lot more of this video. I actually knew that I was going to be making it a month in advance, which good on me for keeping that secret for a month. I've been wanting to show you guys this for a long time now. Anyway, the reason why this video is what it is and why I haven't uploaded in like I think over a month now, is because I'm currently working full-time because my manager had a baby and has 2 months off my company gives him, so that's great for him, but I'm working full-time right now, 40 hours a week, and then I also go to the gym every single day. Try to anyway. And I've still got a few more weeks left until he is back. The good thing about me working 40 hours a week right now is that I was able to afford this guy. It's a little iPad. It's not a little one, it's actually an iPad Pro, which is dope. And I definitely want to make an FL Studio Mobile beat using that iPad because I've actually been using it more, which I never used it on my phone. FL Studio Mobile sucks on the phone, but on the iPad, actually, it can kind of work. Anyway, I am rambling. I'm probably not going to include most of this in the video, but thank you guys so very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.